So you don't have to code in order for you to work in tech? Well, the answer is definitely no. Learning to code is not an absolute necessity in order for you to get a job in tech. In fact, a report from Glassdoor showed that 4 in 10 tech jobs are actually non-technical. So for my non-techies and my people who are technical but just don't want to code on a day-to-day, there's definitely an opportunity for you to get a job in tech. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then you're watching the Tech Corner, a platform created by yours truly to help women secure the tech bag. On today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can get a job in tech without learning to code. This is something that I often talk about in my Instagram, and I wanted to expand on it today. So we are going to be looking at technical and non-technical jobs within the tech industry which don't require you to code and what you can do to get one. A big misconception and I guess myth about the tech industry is that everybody who works in tech codes and that you have to code in order to work in tech. When I tell people that I work in tech, they pretty much always assume that I sit in a dark room, code and eat pizza in my hoodie all day, every day. While I do eat pizza and I do wear hoodies, I definitely don't code on a day-to-day basis. While learning to code is definitely a great skill to have, I myself learned to code while I was at university as part of my degree. It's definitely not something that you need to do every day at work for all tech jobs. Some jobs require us to code and some others don't, even for big and major tech companies like Microsoft, where I work at today. So you don't have to code in order for you to work in tech? Well, the answer is definitely no. Learning to code is not an absolute necessity in order for you to get a job in tech. In fact, a report from Glassdoor showed that 4 in 10 tech jobs are actually non-technical. So for my non-techies and my people who are technical but just don't want to code on a day-to-day, there's definitely an opportunity for you to get a job in tech. So I wanted to give you guys examples of non-coding jobs which you can have a look at pursuing in tech today. The first role, and of course a popular choice, is UX design. UX design is a broad role which focuses on the interaction between human users and products such as websites, applications and software. The concept of user experience or UX is not a new one. It's actually a term that was coined by a man called Donald Norman when he worked as a cognitive scientist for Apple. UX designers are focused on ensuring the product meets the user's needs and ensuring that it is usable, useful and enjoyable for the user. So you don't need to be able to code in order for you to be a UX designer, but you do need to have some skills in prototyping and wireframing. You also need to have critical and empathy skills, and you also need to be able to do some analytics and also some research. If you're interested in becoming a UX designer, then you can take courses on UX design on great platforms like Udemy and Coursera. The next role that I wanted to talk about today is project management. This is also a popular and in-demand role within the tech industry. Project management is a wide-ranging role which encompasses a number of different tasks, but overall the responsibility of a project manager is to ensure the planning, organization and execution of a project. The tasks of a project manager include things like managing the team, both technical and technical members, looking after the budget and organising all the tasks. It is a busy and varied role which requires a lot of different skills, but especially skills in communication, problem solving and time management. If you're interested in becoming a project manager, then it is recommended that you get certifications which are relevant to the industry. For example, Prince 2 and Agile Project Management. This is a very popular role and as I said, very much in demand. In fact, it is predicted that by 2027, employers will need 87.7 million people to work in project-related roles. The final role which I wanted to talk about today is the Customer Success Manager role. Now this role is still quite new and was pretty much unheard of until about a decade ago, but has been growing in popularity over the last few years. In fact, a survey by LinkedIn showed that the Customer Success Manager role was the second most promising role in sales in 2019. A Customer Success Manager is responsible for the loyalty and satisfaction of the end user. As a CSM, you are expected to ensure a high level of customer experience by providing the customer with the right resources in order for them to ensure the adoption of the product that they have purchased. So the role involves preparing and educating the customer about product features, collecting feedback to drive improvement of the product, and also increasing adoption of that product. So there aren't really specific skills that you need to become a CSM, because it will depend on your experience and also the needs of the organization. But looking at a lot of the job descriptions, you will see that companies definitely look for strategic thinking and excellent interpersonal skills. As I said, I really think the customer success manager role is a great role. I actually work with lots of customer success managers at Microsoft every day, and it is definitely an area which I plan to pursue in my future. So there are lots and lots of non-coding tech jobs which I haven't mentioned today. Things like business analyst, SEO manager, Scrum Master, and even my own role, solution specialist. But I will put a whole list of them in the description below for you to be able to check out. Now that we know that there are plenty of non-coding tech jobs within the tech industry, I wanted to give those of you guys who want to pursue those roles some tips which you can use when you're looking for those jobs. The first tip that I have for you guys is to have a good understanding of the requirements for the role. Just because a job is non-coding doesn't mean that it isn't technical. For example, I work with solution architects every day at Microsoft, and they are considered technical, but they don't code. So having a good understanding of what requirements are actually needed for this role outside of coding is really important, because you will use that to skill up and show that you are the right candidate for the role. The other tip that I have for you guys is to ensure that you focus on your non-technical or soft skills, as other people like to call them, within your application process for these roles. This is because jobs which don't require you to have technical elements or coding abilities will definitely want you to focus on your interpersonal skills. For example, the customer success manager role, which I mentioned earlier, in this role you are constantly customer facing, which means you need to have great skills in communication, influencing, and generally skills which are good for interacting with other people. So if you're pursuing these roles, guys, make sure that your people skills are really at the forefront of your application, and I really think that that is what will get you across the line. As always, guys, I will say do your research. It is always so important to have a good understanding of the industry when you're applying for a job in tech. The non-coding tech jobs within this industry are very diverse and require different skills. So make sure you have a good understanding of those requirements and understand why exactly you want to work in this space. If you really don't have a good understanding of the role, then I would definitely advise reaching out to people on LinkedIn. I always have people reaching out to me, and I'm more than happy to help you on your job search. So don't be shy, reach out to people and make those connections in order for you to get a better understanding of the role and help you get that application in. So guys, I really hope I was able to answer the question around whether or not you need to code in order to work in tech. As I said, you definitely don't. There are hundreds and hundreds of different jobs within this industry, and if coding is not for you, then you absolutely still have a space within the tech industry. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. As always, if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. You can DM me at The Tech Corner. Make sure to download my free starter guide. It is in the description below. And of course, please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you at my next video. Bye.